Now let's look at some examples of subtracting polynomials. So this is going to be a little bit different from adding, in that we do have one extra step, and that is said in this hint. It's that we want to not forget to distribute the negative. So really when I'm subtracting this polynomial, I'm distributing this -1, and so I want to make sure I distribute it to every single term. So now I'll have -1 times -2n squared to get positive 2n squared. -1 times 2n to get -2n. And then -1 times -4 to get +4. So essentially I'm just changing the sign of everything in this polynomial. And then from here I'm just going to do just like I did for the adding polynomials. So I want to start with my highest term, my highest degree. That's going to be squared. So I have 4n squared. The only other n squared I see is a 2n squared. So 4n squared plus 2n squared, I get 6n squared. Now I'm going to look for my next highest degree, and that's going to be just n. And I see that is all the way over here. And I don't see any other n terms. So I just have -2n. And then I have 5 plus 4 to get 9. So you see, I'm doing several different methods of how to mark which like terms that you have. So here I did my n squares with lines. I did my n with a rectangle, my 5 and 4 with a circle. Whatever works for you is going to be great. Okay, let's try another one. So here, again, I want to distribute my negative. So now I have 3y squared plus 8xy. The 6y squared is now going to become a -6y squared. 4xy will now be -4xy. -2 will now become a +2. So I'm going to start with my y squares, because that's my highest degree. So I have a 3y squared there, and then -6y squared. So 3y squared minus 6y squared, I get -3y squared. Next I'm going to go with my xy term. So I have an 8xy. And then another xy term is -4xy. So 8xy minus 4xy, I get 4xy. And then that just leaves me with a +2 at the end. Okay, go ahead and pause the video. I want you to try and do number 3 on your own. So for number 3, the answer you should have gotten was 16a squared plus 2b minus 6a. Okay, let's go through one more example altogether. So I want to first, since I'm subtracting, I need to distribute my negative. So now I'll have 6x squared minus 8y plus 3. -1 times 2, I get -2. -1 times -4x squared, I get positive 4x squared. -1 times 9y, I get -9y. Again, I'm really just changing the signs of everything in this polynomial. Next, I want to combine my like terms. I want to start with my highest degree, and so that's going to be x squared. I look for another x squared, and I see I have a 4x squared. When I add those together, I get 10x squared. My next highest degree is just my y, so I have -8y. My only other y is this -9y. When I combine those, I get -17y. And then I just want to combine my numbers, so I have 3 minus 2, and I get a +2.